average day, the Mid-Georgia Ambulance Service receives dozens of calls for help and usually responds to the scene within 8 minutes. But October 1st, 1989 was not just an average day. Around 3 in the afternoon, a call for help came into dispatcher Pam Bowman.
BSO call. This Thomas Road and Bonnie Gilbert Road together to that.
Bonnie Gilbert Road, it was at least a two-car accident when it was called in. At this time, we didn't know that it would be more than that. Two-car accident, at least a two-car accident. Bonnie Gilbert Road with injuries.
Neil, you want to go on this one?
Yeah. Most of the time, if we have another truck available, the truck will back up that one, just in case there's more patients to be transported. It was pouring down rain, which it had been all day, and the roads were real slippery. We'd had a lot of accidents that day.
2 ambulances headed to the scene with number 23 bringing up the rear. Cardiac technician Tom Kane was on the radio, and EMT Neil Stevens was driving. The 2 ambulances kept in close contact because of the weather. The lead ambulance was driven by paramedic Steve Parker.
It was dangerous conditions, and at one point we did have a problem. We went through a dip in the road and hit a large waterfall. It slide a little bit, and we notified the other truck to be careful. Y'all watch out for that water back there.
As they rounded a curve, the lead ambulance lost sight of number 23.
1 minute they're there, next minute they're not. I didn't really know what to think.
Tom and I were scheduled to get married, and the first thing I thought of was that they had seen an accident that maybe Steve had not seen, and they had stopped to render aid, and maybe they were out of the truck, which was why I tried on the big radio, because they would have a portable with them. When they didn't answer on that, I don't know what went through except that something was wrong.
The fire hydrant had ripped a hole in the ambulance's gas tank.
Just not knowing and being real scared and not wanting to think about the worst, but if you've ever worked this profession, then you've seen the worst, and you know what vehicles can do. You know what the rain does, you know what the roads do.
You have a situation called patient abandonment, that when you receive a call and you do not respond for some reason, you can be held liable. So we continued on the call.
You might want to send a unit over to the city of Mercy University.
I was nervous and upset. Steve came up on the radio and told me that maybe I needed to send the fire department over there to see what had happened to them, that maybe they had stopped for an accident or something was wrong.
A Georgia Power Company troubleshooter on his way to work had seen the accident happen.
And as I ran over there, there was an opening in the windshield, just enough to get my fingers in there. He was a hefty guy, but just seemed like something just took over, just took control.
The man finally managed to pull Tom out of the wreck, though Tom was twice his weight.
I said to myself, there's no way I'm going back in there. And by that time, I was back in there.
The man then got Neil's jam seatbelt undone somehow and pulled him to safety as well.
See, if he had just even hesitated for a second, we'd have been dead. We've been to people that have doused themselves in gas and burned and live for a few hours afterwards. And that's one of the most painful ways to die I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of people die.
I thought, how did I survive that? That's just remarkable. He's just an average built person. Obviously not real strong, not strong enough to miraculously pull a 350-pound Tom out of the ambulance. The only thing that I could explain how it happened would be the adrenaline that happens in a situation that way. Our bodies sometimes can be pushed further than we think.
I never had that feeling before. It's just like a force, like energy. And I know if it wasn't for that feeling, that instinct, it wouldn't happen.
If we hadn't gotten out in the next 10, 15 seconds, we'd be dead right now. We'd be 6 foot under. We owe our life to that man.
Tom called in, and it was a real short conversation. I wanted to see for myself, and I knew I couldn't. And the fact that we couldn't do anything about it, that we had to still keep working as if nothing was wrong. If another call had came in, I'd still have to take it. Steve and Tim still had to go on their call. And it wasn't that we didn't care or that we weren't real upset. It's just, that's just what we do.
Concerned that he would be late to work, the man simply got into his pickup and drove off without telling anyone his name.
A few minutes later, I was asking people where he was, and somebody said, oh, he left. He's gone. And I turned around and said, but you don't understand. I got to go thank this man. He just saved my life.
A good Samaritan rescued 2 people from a burning ambulance yesterday.
By the next day, everyone in Macon was trying to find out who the mysterious hero was.
Caught fire trapping 2 medical technicians inside. A man left the past.
Dopey Thomas heard the news and knew they were looking for his co-worker, Norris Thomas.
Saved him from the burning vehicle. The man then vanished from the accident scene before anybody could get his name. Authorities are hoping this good Samaritan will come forward and identify himself.
Norris is sort of a reserved type person, you know. Certainly I wouldn't, go in his privacy without talking to him.
But Dopey wanted Norris to get the credit he deserved.
It was just something that I did, and I just leave. I don't wait for him to come out and thank me for doing something like that. I just went ahead on left.
Good morning.
Once he had permission, Dopey gave Norris's name to the people at Mid-Georgia Ambulance.
I heard on the radio coming to work, you're trying to find a guy that pulled your people out of your ambulance. I kind of got excited because I noticed, word's kind of getting out what a good thing my buddy's done,
When I went up and shook his hand and told him on behalf of my family, my parents and my wife, I thank him for pulling me out. He told me, he said, let's just play this down. And I said, but Norris, what you did was out of the ordinary. I said, you saved my life.
He said, Norris, you did a great thing. My job is to go out and save people's lives every chance I get. And he said, that's what you did. That's what you did for me. And, I was stunned for a little while after he said that. And I never did realize that. I never did think about it that way.
2.5 months later, Pam and Tom were married.
To be pulled out by a bystander instead of us pulling the bystander out, it's kind of a swap on the tables. And it's nice to know that somebody out there is willing to risk their lives for us.